She's very good at what she does and what she studied, so I'm very, very proud of her. I'm very sorry, Madam President, but I do see a country that is getting worse and worse.
The actor César Bono went from praising Claudia Sheinbaum to launching a harsh criticism against her government. And during an interview on the program Líderes por México, the actor expressed his deep disappointment with the current administration, marking a radical shift from the optimism he showed in 2024 when he celebrated a scientist's rise to the presidency. One of the first topics he addressed in the interview was poverty. In that sense, he directly confronted the official narrative about the supposed reduction of this problem in Mexico. She pointed out that while the government claims to be fighting poverty, the reality continues to show people in conditions of extreme need on the streets. And she added that, in her opinion, this situation contrasts with the growing wealth displayed by some officials of the current administration.
I say that they're going to end poverty, but I see the poor. I see them on the median selling gum, and I see that they are very, very poor, and I see that you are very, very rich.
Later on, she stated that although the members of the so-called Fourth Transformation claim to be different, she sees them as the same politicians as always. According to her, they are destroying everything. She stated that Mexico is going through an increasingly complicated situation and clarified that her criticisms are not due to personal interest, but rather out of concern for the future of new generations, including her grandchildren.
I'm very sorry, Madam President. I'm very sorry, gentlemen legislators. But I see a country that is getting worse and worse, and I want to see it do well, not for me. I'm already on my way out. I want to see it do well for my grandchildren.
Another central topic of his speech was insecurity. And to illustrate the impact of crime, the actor shared a personal experience. He recounted that when he owned a villa in Acapulco, Guerrero, he was the victim of an attempted extortion. In this situation, he asked for the support of 8 people to guard the property and be prepared in case the extortionists returned. However, he later sold the property and regretted how much the port had deteriorated over the years. As part of her reflection, she remembered that the American presidential couple, the Kennedys, chose Acapulco for their honeymoon, since at that time it was considered one of the most important tourist destinations in the world. However, she regretted that crime has damaged that prestige.
John F. Kennedy and his wife Jacqueline Kennedy chose Acapulco because Acapulco was the coolest port in the world for years. And guess what? We lost it.
At another point in the interview, Bono addressed the issue of corruption and the use of public resources. He stated that in Mexico, those who take the most money from the country are not the criminals who commit robberies on the street, but rather white-collar individuals who hold positions of power. He even claimed that these officials have extracted more resources than the Spaniards themselves did during the conquest.
In my country, people don't steal money on the street. Some white-collar guys in ties take more money from this country than the Spaniards did.
She also questioned the way positions are assigned within the government, arguing that the most qualified people are not chosen to lead projects or public agencies, which ends up causing failures in the projects and a waste of resources. Finally, the actor talked about social programs. Bono rejected the idea that benefits like the pension for senior citizens, which he himself receives, are a gift from the party in power. Instead, he reminded everyone that those resources come from the taxes paid by citizens. He added that he is 75 years old and that he has worked since he was 16, so he assured that he has fulfilled his tax obligations throughout his entire life. In that context, he expressed his dissatisfaction, considering that part of those resources end up financing the luxuries of people close to power. And as an example, he mentioned Andy Lopez Beltran, who was seen dining at a luxury restaurant in Tokyo.
And I've always paid taxes that end up where? In Tokyo, just recently with Lopez Obrador's son, who paid for a dinner costing 70,000 pesos.
What do you think about César Bono's criticism of the Fourth Transformation government? Do you agree with him? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and enable notifications.